My dear Pathfinders, it is an honor to be standing here today representing our collective journey as individuals who joined Habib in August 2017. And as the fourth batch of our university, we completed it and made our young university whole. These past 4 years have been a journey. From the moment we were welcomed at the HU Auditorium on Parents' Night to this bittersweet moment when we bid adieu to the place we call home. The place that showed us what being young and enthusiastic feels like in our freshman year, what being vulnerable but united feels like in our sophomore year, what being brave and resilient feels like in our junior year, and what being determined and adaptable feels like in our senior year. Remember our first enrollment? Remember our young, overwhelmed faces when we were first exposed to the beast we've all come to know as PeopleSoft. Remember our crestfallen faces when the system crashed every time we pressed the enroll button. But do you also remember our faces beam with joy when we saw the tiny green tick mark appear on our screens? Remember gathering outside the registrar's office, in throngs, moments before our enrollment. Remember helping each other out, making deals with one another, swapping classes, rushing all over the campus with that ad drop form? But do you remember how the campus went quiet when the pandemic hit, and we all had to enroll from our homes? I won't lie, I really do miss the energy and the adrenaline rush of on-campus enrollment. And I'm sure despite all the drama, anxiety, and restlessness we all went through, we probably all have some very interesting memories from that time. I hope I'm not alone when I say I wouldn't mind setting up a Monday outside the registrar's office again. At least one more time. Pathfinders. These past 4 years, we didn't just see Habib grow into the esteemed institute it is today, but we grew along with it. I still remember our first liberal core class, Redcom. As someone who has always been insecure about their writing, the liberal core was nothing if not overwhelming. I would think to myself, how am I going to read all these pages? How am I going to write papers on all of these pages? But do you know what? Redcom didn't just teach me how to write all those papers, it prepared me for the rest of the liberal core. As daunting as it seemed at first, and I'm sure I don't just say this for myself, the liberal core turned out to be one of the most amazing, mind-opening, and nourishing set of courses we've ever taken. These courses were also the only classes we took as a collective that transcended the boundaries of our majors and made us really feel like we were all a part of one big cohort. It gave us a chance to really get to know one another, rely on each other, and if nothing else, at least share our triumphs and troubles over a plate of Farhan biryani. The pandemic has sadly prepared us for our transition into the next phase. All the things that one usually misses after they graduate, we were already missing in our senior year. What would you give to hit the swimming pool once again? Or sit on the stairs in front of the courts, watching the sunset, while munching on Rahim Bhai's fries amidst the sound of laughter, conversations, and futsal players screaming, "Hey, ball pass kar!" Or sing and dance to your heart's content during all those concerts we used to have. But most of all, have an in-person class and talk about things, face to face, instead of those very uncomfortable breakout rooms on Zoom. We have come a long way, Pathfinders, and we wouldn't have reached here if it weren't for all the friends we made and lost along the way. All the faculty that supported us, nurtured us, excited us, and allowed us to take risks and grow, such as the late Dr. Asif Farooqi. We come into this world naturally as dreamers, but our dreams are just abstractions until someone comes along and attaches a vision to them. Asif Saab was the embodiment of a dream weaver. I still remember sitting in his class back in fall 2018 when he asked us to write down our dreams on paper. I wrote about my love for Broadway and wanting to someday experience the theatrical culture of New York, something I thought was too far into the future. Asif Saab saw the excitement in my eyes when I spoke of Broadway. He encouraged me to actively think about it and work towards making my dreams come true, and to not just let them stay in my head. And only a year later, I was in New York City, seated at the August Wilson Theater, and all I could think about was Asif Saab and how excited he would get about our dreams and encouraged us to work towards making them a possibility. Asif Saab was a conduit for hundreds of dreams and their ultimate fruition. And all we are left with is his indelible memory and his literary legacy. We are indebted to him for much of our inspiration and success. I would also like to express my warmest gratitude towards the staff members that are always working day in and day out behind the scenes. And of course, our wonderful parents and families, without whose support and prayers, we would have never achieved this milestone. As we graduate, continue to embody the values that Habib has taught us. Remember that you are in charge of your destiny. Live up to your namesake, Pathfinders, and create your own path forward. And always remember that you are an individual with a story that deserves to be heard. And keep reminding yourselves that no matter what anybody says, nobody is going to rain on your parade, or for that matter, your path. Thank you.